Okay, I think we're ready. Hi, welcome back to another episode of the Knitting Bear. Thank you for those of you that are subscribers and regular watchers. I really appreciate you. Thank you for new time viewers. It's fun to be back. I wanted to do more this month. I was challenged to do more this month. Oh boy. I have to warn you, I just got home from work and the beasts are just going crazy. And Bubba Duke just got a new toy last night and he's walking around with it in his mouth. You can't have this right now. Yeah, you can't have, hang on just a second. Yeah, I get to have that for right now. Oh, he's not gonna be happy. All right, so yeah, we're gonna have dogs in this. It definitely is going to be a dog episode. So, thank you, it's fun to be back. I was gonna do more of these this month, but these two, the beasts, I had a dog biking incident. Oh boy, we'll see how this goes. And I hurt my hand, and so I couldn't really knit for probably 2 weeks, and I've just started up again. I'll put a picture of what my hand looked like. It was not a pretty thing. I didn't break it, and I'm back to knitting, which is really fun. It's good to be back. If you like this video, or if you're watching this video, please push the like button. I think the like button, wherever it is, the like button, the little thumbs up, and hit subscribe. It's nice to be able to see who's watching me. Hi, Moose. And to interact with you guys. I like hearing from you. I get a lot of good tips from you guys. I just got one. YouTube doesn't make it terribly... Yes, I'm going to be distracted. YouTube doesn't make it terribly easy to always see the comments that come in. So I just found a comment that was left a couple months ago about someone who was using plastic totes with a handle for project bags. Yep, there's a dog. And I was like, okay, this sounds interesting. And so we connected on Instagram and she showed me a picture of it. It's a really cool tote. And if I can find a picture of it, I will send it to you. Yes, here we go. Hi, how are you? You gonna help? You can't help. Nope, you can't, thank you. So there we go. I got a lot of great things for this show. Well, I've got several things. First of all, talk about this is the last week for the UFO knit along. So if you've got a UFO you want to enter, or maybe you've just finished a project that was long on the needles, put it into my Ravelry account. I will have a link down below, hi Moose, in the description, so you can put it in there, and we'll be drawing for, no, I've moved them all, a TedKnits sock set. So it'll have enough yarn for a sock and then a contrast for toes and heels. So, hi. Yes, hi, thank you. Hi, yes, I see both of you. Yes, thank you. So I'll be sending that out to one lucky winner. I won't finish my UFO this month because what I found when I hurt my hand is that I could do some knitting, but anything much below bulky I could do okay. Aaron, because you'll see I did some work on the ruana and worsted, but if it got to DK or sock weight or fingering, I couldn't hold it, because what I found was that it was this pinky here and it's doing a lot better. This, for some reason, this ended up being the finger that I used to control tension with. When I wrap when I wrap my yarn, here we go, I wrap it around and then I have my pinky hold it there. So this is how it goes when I'm knitting. And that pinky helps control tension. Well, on a bigger yarn, I can bend it enough. It doesn't bend as well as it used to. On a bigger yarn, it could catch it, but on those smaller yarns, it wouldn't. And it just was driving me crazy trying to knit, because I'd pick up yarn, and you'll see what this is in just a second, but I'd pick up yarn and I didn't have any tension. It was like holding it like this. And so it's like, yeah, so I was either gonna have to relearn how to knit, which did not sound like a fun thing, or just give it some time to heal. So I found that I could knit bulky, Aran, and worsted. So that's what I've been doing. So on with the fun and the excitement. I knitted a whole bunch of these double brimmed hats, and I'll put the pattern below because I haven't, and I love this pattern because it gives me a chance to use fun colored yarn and then a contrast, and it's a double brim. And you attach the brim, you knit it. You start here on the one color and knit it, and then you attach the brim as you go, once you get to a certain number of rows. And oh, let me tell you, warm hat, right over my ears, happy ears for the cold, love it. So I knitted, this was my first one, Claire and I knitted them together, and it's got a big hole in the middle. But there's a pom-pom coming to cover that. And then I knitted a second one, and I gave that to my mama. I gave it to her yesterday, that was Sunday, today's Monday. And I'll put a picture of that, of me and my mama wearing our hats. I had one, we had coordinating hats. So her hat is the light color with a dark contrast, and mine's the dark color with a light contrast. I would put this one on, but I got so excited to show her the hat that I did not, this one I finished last. I did not block it. So this has been sitting on the counter being blocked, and I'm just tossing it some more so it can dry. So it's a little wet yet. I love this pattern. It's a real easy pattern. It's all stockinette. And when you do that in the round, you're not doing anything but just going in circles. And then the pattern calls for just a really quick decrease and then yarn through all the loops and close it. But I just do, I do my own decreases to bring it down to a more gradual decrease. And then I found that this hat really fits me nicely. I love it. I wore it all day yesterday because it was just so warm. And it uses bulky yarn, which my hand says I can use. I can knit with bulky yarn. Love it. So hang on, I'll go grab some colors. Because I think I talked to you about this before. The next hat, I'm going to be really crazy. I'm going to knit it from both of these colors. It's going to be hot pink and orange. Yeah, I'm crazy, but yeah, that's going to be a fun hat. I have a friend at the local coffee shop. This is the color her hair is. So I'm thinking of knitting it for her so when she wears a hat in the winter, it'll look like her hair. But this is all alpaca. Love. And if I'm going 12 million miles an hour, it's because I just got off of work and my brain's still just... So that's what we're doing. Claire has challenged me to take this, because it's a rather thick hat, and translate it down to a worsted weight. And I think I can do that fairly easily. I will use the Ross hat as a template because he's got so many sizes in that you can do it in fingering, lace, worsted, and bulky. So I'm going to try it that way. If you have any suggestions on translating some from bulky to worsted, put them down, write them in there. I'd appreciate your thoughts. But what I found, 2 balls will make me 2 hats. So one hat will be pink with an orange contrast, and the other one will be orange with a pink contrast. And it will be loud, but I'm gonna love it. So there's that I've been working on, hats. And I have to say, I love doing hats. I can do one of these in a day, and it feels like I've accomplished something, which I'm realizing with knitting, I need to accomplish something. I pick up I get all these grandiose ideas for large projects, and then you get going and it's like, okay, I'm tired of knitting this now, I haven't done anything. It doesn't feel like I've gone anywhere, so hats do that. Speaking of which, I've got 2 large projects to show you. We'll start with the ruana. I've made some progress, not nearly as much as I've wanted to, but I'm just finishing now with the, boy, when you go down to Aran from bulky, good grief, it feels like you're working with string. I'm just now finishing the slip stitch pattern, and I'm going to, next band will be the stockinette in the blue, because we've done the aqua or the turquoise. So that's coming along. I mean, that's pretty good. So hopefully I'll get this done before winter is over so I can use it. I actually wore a ruana today because it was a little chilly. It gave me something nice in the office to keep me a little warm. So that's coming along. Let's see here. And then, and I've got something else. Monica from UP North or Up North Yarns See, I call it UP because I know what that U and the P stand for. It's Upper Peninsula. She says Up North Yarns, and I call it UP Yarns, and it's her business, so I'll go with Up North Yarns. I've got a package of goodies that we're going to look at here in just a minute. But this is coming along. And then, as I should show you my craft room. I am in the process. It is being torn apart right now. I have had to just take apart all my shelves, and I moved all of my bins of yarn into the spare bedroom. Well, I've got three bedrooms, and there's only one me and two dogs, and they refuse to sleep in their own bedroom. So I'm turning one of the bedrooms into a closet / craft room, and that's the one closest to my bedroom. And that's moving forward, so I have to clear it out so they can put the flooring in. I can paint the walls. I'll probably show you some, I'll probably put some before and after pictures in there. Right now it's an absolute mess because it's just been piled with stuff as I'm getting ready. So I'll show you some progression pictures as it goes. But that means all the stuff that is normally well organized is someplace else in the house. And while I was doing that, I found a whip. Actually, probably a UFO at this point. Last year, when I first started knitting, or earlier this year, dear God, it was earlier this year, I decided I wanted to knit a blanket. Because, you know, why not learn to knit a blanket? I have a huge project. And I found this yarn, Bernat blanket, huge. That's huge yarn. And not knowing anything about patterns or reading anything, it said one ball will make this blanket. So I bought the ball and I started knitting. Actually, I had knitted this much, just this little bit here. And then I started reading the pattern more, and I'm like, no, Paul, you need about 5 more of these. And I'm like, urgh. So I got 5 more, and by then I was tired of just knitting. So when I was cleaning out the room where all the yarn is stored, I found it. And I'm like, huh, this might make a nice Christmas present for my dad. These are the colors that are in their house. So I started knitting on it again. Hi, Moose. And all of a sudden I realized, first of all, how horrible my tension was here. I was holding it, hi, yes, hi. Did you, yes, I see, yes, I say hi, say hi. Yeah, no, okay, no. Like any new knitter, this was so tight right here. Good grief. Yeah. And I was knitting it on size 11 needles. Why 11 needles? I haven't the foggiest idea. It didn't make any sense as I picked it back up and I'm looking at it going, what amazing stitch was I using? Garter stitch. And I picked it back up and I started knitting, and I don't have the needles in here. They were cheap bamboo knitting needles because I didn't know any better. Yes, yes, hi. Do you need something? I'm trying to talk to the people about the yarn and the knitting. Is there something I can help you with? No? Okay, then let me finish talking. Okay, and then we'll make dinner. Okay, I only got about 10 minutes left. Okay, thank you. I told you it was going to be a dog episode tonight. So I switched to my Chiagus. I loosened up my tension, and I switched to size 13 knitting needles. And I just sat here last night just knitting back and forth, and I think I added close to, and that's how much I added last night, and it's rather a long thing. I've got it jammed onto a Chiago short needle. It looks like a little lacy thing, but hopefully I can keep knitting this because it's so easy to knit. Oh look, here's a hole for Paul. In fact, that's not just a hole. Oh, Mr. Johnson, that's an absolute drop stitch. Let's see, look. Boop. From last year. We'll figure that out. We'll get that, not slipping too far, but hi, yeah, I still see you. So that's going. And I'm getting ready. Amy from Happy Little Yarn and I challenged each other. We've been challenging each other a lot. We both want to go to Rhinebeck next year. And we both want to knit our first sweaters. So what we decided to do, look at me, I am such a knitter. I've got yarn in my hand and I'm talking. What have I started doing? Knitting. Well, I'm going to do it. Why not? So we challenged each other to knit a sweater. She's going to knit one that she's going to wear, and I'm going to knit one that I'm going to wear, and then we're going to meet at Rhinebeck. I mean, we talk to each other all the time on Instagram and stuff. Hi. And so what we're going to do is that. And I already had yarn picked out for my very first sweater, but I've learned a thing or two. And I want to do this new sweater. Hi, baby. And the sweater that I have it picked out because I have this beautiful yarn from TedKnitsUK, but it's fingering and it's all in one piece. Yes, I've got a dog resting on my arm. And so I said, this doesn't sound like the right way to set myself up for success. So what I did was I picked another pattern, a cardigan that's knit in pieces, and I found a yarn that was much less expensive, so I won't feel like I've wasted it as I'm learning. And I'll knit each piece so that it feels like I've actually accomplished something as I've gone. So that is what I will be doing. And Claire is going to knit it along with me because she's going to knit a version for her husband. So that is my plan as I'm sitting here knitting. Ha! I've turned into a knitter. I really have turned into a knitter. You sit down and you put knitting in front of a knitter, they're going to knit. At least I am. So that's my plan. I'm going to get that knitted in pieces in time to go to Rhinebeck next year and meet Amy. And who knows, maybe I'll meet some of you guys. Have you ever been to Rhinebeck? What do you think about it? I mean, is it the place? What is Vogue Knitting Live? Is that the place? Tell me about these places. Put your comments below because I'm new. I don't know about the festivals, and this year there weren't any because of COVID. So tell me what you think and where I should go and what I should do. There we go. Okay, gotta stop. But look at that. Did a few things while I was sitting here. Oh, these. I usually don't buy the cheapest tools. I don't like the cheapest tools because I find that the cheapest tools don't always hold up or are as useful as you think they're going to be. But I want to show you guys something that I bought when I first started because I needed a tapestry needle and Joann's was out of them. Or at least I didn't know where to look for them. I couldn't find them. And I was looking in the yarn section. I should have been looking in the needle section, but you know, a newbie, what do I know? That needs to be vodka, not water. So I found these instead. These are Susan Bates finishing needles. I don't know if any of you guys use them. If you do, put a comment below, or if not, tell me what it is you do use. I do have tapestry needles, but I love these because they come in different sizes. They're great for my terrible eyes because I can get the yarn in them because they here, let me show you. If you've got them, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I just bought another package because I wanted more. Because if you want to put yarn in, you just go whoop, open it and the yarn goes in. But then I've got a sharp point on either end, so it makes it easier for me to weave things in, especially if I've left myself too short of a tail, because I can go back through and pull stuff through. And they come in different sizes, so I can use them for all sorts of different sizes. I mean, there's that itty bitty one. And they go all the way up to these big ones. I haven't used the biggest one yet, but I might. My guess is I'm going to use it when I do this blanket. So I don't often recommend things, but for, I think these were $6, I use these and I use them a lot, and I'm surprised at how useful they are. I dropped one someplace. Don't worry, there will be a dog that will find it. Yeah, and I mean, there's no reason to recommend much of anything because you guys are probably know what you use, but I really love these. And I showed them to my mom yesterday when she was sitting there knitting. She's knitting Afghans for all of her grandkids. My oldest nephew is 6 feet 7 inches tall. We come from a tall family. And up until, and I'll show you the picture of me and my mom wearing our coordinating hats, but you'll see that she's shorter than me. It's the first time in 52 years my mother has been shorter than me. I've always been shorter than anyone in my family. So mom's knitting a Afghan for everyone. She's done the 2 granddaughters. She started with the grandsons, just going from the oldest to the youngest. And this Afghan is 8 feet long, so he can have enough Afghan to keep him warm. So there's that. We've hit the KAL. make sure if you're to enter your UFO this week. Yeah, okay. We got pretty stuff. So Monica and I, we have a yarn mance, which is sort of like a bromance, but for yarnies. And she put one of a kind on her Instagram feed, and it was stunning, absolutely stunning. Colors I love. And I said, well, oh, look at this. Oh, it's toys. Okay, so I've got all sorts of things. Oh, cool. So people seem to want a lot of fingering weights or DK at the biggest, and I'm liking working with the bigger yarns, and obviously my hands are saying so. So, of course, what I do is ask her, hey, Monica, can you do this in a Aran weight? And of course, Monica said yes, and so she did. So I'm gonna show you what she sent me. And I did something really interesting. She had superwash and non-superwash. So I thought it'd be really interesting to see how the same dyes look on the superwash versus non-superwash. So here we go. Let's look at them. This is, this is Deeply Darkly. Look at that. I mean, this time of year, that's a good color. So this is the non-superwash. Yeah, I can see the difference. And this is the superwash. Ooh, wow, look at that. Do you think I'm daring enough? So like, here we go. Yeah, you can see, this really shows it well, how the colors take a little differently. And I've known that superwash and non-superwash, superwash takes color a lot, it's more vibrant than non-superwash. So I find that very interesting. So here we go, let's open, you know, because we're gonna see what we can do. Here we go. This is the, damn girl, you tighten these, you put these skeins together tightly. Okay, there's the superwash. Ooh, this is the problem when I get new yarn. Now what do? Got all these other projects. Oh, Monica. And this is the non-superwash. The colors are still beautiful, but they're more muted. I would call them less chromatic, and more, I would say slightly more sophisticated, but here, so you can see how those colors take differently? That's really cool. I like being able to see those differences. And what I'm going to do with them, I don't know. Now, what's this? What's the, oh, this is, because I was in a contest with her. I got these little mini skeins because, ooh, and I got a pot, oh yes, because I posted my, my picture with me in plaid, because it was National Plaid Day. And so she sent me the pattern for the plaid hat and the mini skeins to make it with. Oh, Monica, I am going to, you know I'm going to be making this hat. And then there's a Ravelry code. What is this? Ooh, hang on, what's, she's goody. Ooh, little, oh, pom-pom buttons. And then, oh, cool. So, I'm going to make myself a little hat. I'm going to have a pom-pom and a hat. And I might just, oh, you know me, I'll wear them. So, thank you, Monica. Ooh, look. There's a little keeper. Wow, there's all sorts of fun things. So, that's for that, and a pattern. I got stuff all over the place. This is like my house is right now. I've got yarn everywhere because the place it's supposed to go, it's not going. Next week, I will try to show you a before picture of the closet, and we'll do that. So, we've been going about 25 minutes. That's long enough because we all need to get back to doing, I need to get knitting and I need to take care of the dogs. So, that's enough for this week. I'm so glad you came and watched. Again, please hit the like button, the little thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave your comments below. I like hearing from you. I've learned today how I can find the comments better, so if I've missed one of your comments, please don't hate me completely. And all I gotta say is, go do whatever it is you want to do. Have fun, go knit, go play with your dogs, go eat dinner, go have a drink, whatever it is, go do your thing. Now, where did I put the remote so I can stop the damn thing? There we go. Have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.